Hey everybody, and thanks for watching Woodcrest Bonsai. Well, today I had a disappointment. Well, it's been happening for a while. But the parent part of my parent and child, Shillings holly, has died. And if we look close up, you see all the leaves are brown. And the sky is gray. Oh no, is that a copyright strike? If you don't know what I'm talking about, that was California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas. I will not sing it for you, because I really want to keep subscribers. Okay, so what's the history of this tree? Well, you've seen other ilex shillings that I've been actually repotting and root pruning very recently. And this was part of that group that I purchased as like the culls, the ones that were sort of set aside that landscapers weren't going to buy, but they had big, huge trunks. And this was a double, and I thought, well, you know, I can make it into a parent and a child. So I did that when I first styled it. And you know, that part was dead, but only because it got snapped off. The child seems to be fairly healthy. Anyway, I came out to my bonsai benches and I do my walkthrough, my first walkthrough, very early in the morning. And I found this tree, which is in a different pot. Knocked over the bench, and it was on the ground. The root ball was about 2 feet from the pot. And there was soil in between because it really hadn't rooted out. And so I immediately grabbed this colander and put it into the colander, and then to keep it from being knocked off again, and I really, you know, I don't know for sure, but I'm 99% sure that it was raccoons. I filled the pot with rocks, which I'm now going to begin to remove. But if you watch other videos of me working on this tree, you'll notice that I'm constantly lamenting. I have some oxalis. Oxalis is a weird little plant, man. Grows with this strange little knot. And I've got oxalis in my yard everywhere, including my bonsai. Mostly my pre-bonsai. It does not like bonsai soil, but it loves pre-bonsai landscape mix. So I just have the feeling that the roots, when it was lying on the ground after it had been knocked over, the roots of the parent just must have died back too profoundly, because it never has been vigorous. The top used to be here. There used to be a whole apex here that would have made a much nicer tree. And it died back, and this was a branch. So then I was like, okay, well, that's the only part that's still alive, so then I'll bring this up as a leader. And now it's died completely too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it out of the pot, and I'm just going to remove the parent completely. And then I'm going to put what's left of the child part into this round pot here. Because if we, well, let me just get rid of the parent first. Pretty disappointing, but oi, 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 oi. All right, there we go. I probably just need my landscape loppers instead of this trunk splitter. You know, I think I'm going to go get them. Put it on pause and just lop that thing off. Alright, we got the big guns. Lop. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this, so that this part of the loppers is next to the parent, to the child, so I don't damage it when I do this. There goes nothing. Hey, I'm removing the old soil at the same time. Can I swear? Even that isn't working. Nah, I'm mad. Seems to have nice roots. Come on. on, I can't believe even the loppers aren't working. But we'll get there. Probably should just pause the whole thing while I'm going through this ordeal. And you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, well, I've got two more options. This is a root cutting saw, obviously an oriental saw, specifically for bonsai. See if we can do this. No, okay, and then this is a root pruning saw, which is really aggressive. Oh, come on. I just don't understand. It looks as though it's got some live growth there, but I'm taking it off entirely anyway. Alright, I said I was going to pause, right? If there's a will, there's a way. Actually, I put it down on the ground and used the loppers. And of course, now we have this heavy-duty knob. Shillings is very soft wood, so a cut like this is going to be prone to rot and to insects. But I'm getting rather tired of dealing with this dead part. I want to play with the live part. But I should probably take it all the way down to where it's nice and flush. Unless I get just disgusted with it and just say, leave it. You can see it's very interesting because we have all that nice light wood is all alive. This is all dead. Why the whole thing died, I don't know. But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to create a different tree. Basically start over. I still have an interesting structure for the child, which will still need some more development because I'm going to show you as soon as I finish this part. Where's my 20-year-old helper who has the strength to do this? Alright, well, what's the term? That's good enough. Alright, so now we've gotten rid of the parent, and probably that needs to be the back of the tree. So we have the front of the tree now here. And what do? You know, originally it was like this, so that there's nothing over here. There's nothing on this tree over here because you don't create the child with branches that are shooting straight against the parent. And we've got some dead wood up here too. So this poor thing, of course now I've got the roots just totally exposed before I put it in the pot. So what do I do with it? I saw a nice root right here. So this might make an interesting front, although it's completely in the worst place possible for the branching. But just cut this off and start creating something up in here. However, that's why I chose a round pot, because a round pot has no front. So now we need to root prune it adequately to get it in there. But this has been one of my most problematic trees, and it may continue to be one of my most problematic trees. I'm hoping that I can salvage something And at least this is the time of year to do this. You know, if the parent part had died in May or June, I'd just have to live with it for 6 months, 7 months before I was able to do this. And this is almost like turning it into a cutting. Although Shillings roots fairly readily from cuttings. And do I really need to do this part? Usually you have the knob from the old cut, the original old cut that I made, getting it out of a 3-gallon pot. So it's pretty interesting transformation from a 3-gallon pot to this tiny little root ball. And I'm going to hate using the term, but I'm going to use it anyway. I'm now going to jam this thing into the new pot. Typically the word jam is not something that we try to use in bonsai. So get rid of the crud. Get the new pot. I put window screen, which should be fine. It still needs to be cut a little more right here. Gonna cut this guy back a little more. Luckily the pot is fairly deep, so well, I don't know what else to do. I don't really want to mess with the knob on the bottom. I mean, it's just really, it's huge here. So, jam it in there. And I have a new technology. A scoop. And I've actually had a set of 3 scoops for ages. I just keep forgetting to use them. Sometimes I feel so sandlocked. So, scoop the soil. I think I want it a little more like that. Where's my chopstick? Oh no. Have I lost my chopstick? I had it out here to do the juniper. Where'd it go? I can't find it. Well, now I'm really mad. What did I do with it? Have to watch the other video to see where I put it down. Actually, I think I'm going to put the pot over the container with the soil so that any of it falls out. So what can I use as a replacement chopstick? How about this knife? Even though you can't see any of it because the container is obscuring it. But I'm just, juking the soil down into the air spaces because the root ball was so, oh, come on. The teeth of the saw is pulling the pot back up. I'm just so bummed. Oh, I put it back. I put it back because I really wasn't planning on doing another video, and I just didn't bring it out with me. So guess what? Pause. I had it all along. I just put it back in the shed. Ay. Oh, whoa, there's nothing in there at all. We'll work it down. Work it down in there. I talk about I don't usually make a mound with my trees as I'm repotting them. I let the tree build the mound as the roots fill in. This one's already on a mound. I just didn't want to mess with the knob at the base of the tree. Well, you know, this happens. Disappointment happens. Sometimes you just get scenarios that you just can't, you don't have any control over. I just did a video on my bald cypress dome, my grove, and I showed you 2 different places where the squirrels dug up the seedlings when they were tiny little things. And you know, I'm never going to get rid of the squirrels or the raccoons. They're here to stay. There's too much woods. They're just adapted to the urban environment to a point where they're just not going to go away. Oh, I think that's good. I think that's good. So let's get rid of the hospital thing. Thanks, Dad. So there we go. One weird little tree that I have no idea what to do with. I'm really thinking of maybe somewhere in here and just take this off and just build a tree up top here. This one branch is just too weird. It's just too weird. But for now, I'm going to keep it because I want this tree to recover. And so the more growth that it can pop off of the branches that are there, the easier it'll be to recover. I am going to do one thing. This one little branch right here is just really weird. It's competing with what's going to be the apex, so I'm going to take that off. The rest, I'm just going to leave it. And with any luck, it will survive and it will grow. And, you know, in my in a lot of my other videos, I kind of look at trees and I call them ugly ducklings. And of course, we all know the fable of the ugly duckling who matured into the incredibly beautiful swan. So I don't look at this tree as a failure. It was a disappointment. There's no question about that. But I think it can still, even this little guy here, can still end up being a nice tree over time. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you know how to keep raccoons out of my yard, you can leave a comment and hit the notification bell. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be able to see if this guy lives. I think it will. I have the feeling that it's actually going to end up having some character. So this is just kind of an emergency repot. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.